Arthur Murphy is with us.
Morning.
How are you, Arthur?
Oh, not too bad.
How has life been treating you?
Well, I just heard during the week a fellow I knew called, what was his name? Jack Parnell. He's gone to the happy hunting grounds, and you're saying to yourself, who is Jack Parnell? He used to conduct the orchestra in Sunday night at the London Palladium, and he conducted an orchestra when I was on a thing called Music Shop with Shirley Bassey. And he was the conductor there. He conducted every orchestra for ATV television, the black and white days of television.
Did he have a good innings?
He did have a good innings. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a good thing Darcy's away. He was 87 and I'm nowhere near 87.
That's a pretty good innings. Well, Arthur is, of course, here because it is time for Email Bag.
Hello, email baggers. Welcome to my weekly wanderings through broadcasting bombast and televisual trivia. It's great to be in the presence of that broadcasting legend and sartorially sharp chappie, Anton Savage. First up today is a listener who's amazed by the standard of policing in EastEnders.
Dear Arthur, while watching EastEnders on Thursday 29th of July, Lucas admitted to killing Trina, Libby's dad, and killing someone else and pretending it was Denise. After such a great twist in the show the week before about nobody knowing Denise was still alive, I thought it was an extremely bad ending to how he was arrested. Jack rang the police and only gave the address. When the police arrived, they just arrested Lucas straight away. Did they already know Lucas did it because it's a soap? Thanks.
If only we had coppers like that here. Here's what the BBC said.
When the police arrived, Lucas was in the square in front of the house which Jack had given the address of, so they arrested him. Hope this helps.
Convenience. I think they were just watching EastEnders in the station when they got the call. Now, Anya. Well, Anya's curious about some scenery in tracks and trails.
I've contacted RTE about this, but sure, I might as well turn to you for help too. In the opening credits of Tracks and Trails, there's some gorgeous scapes. There's a beachscape scene at 3 to 5 seconds in, and I'm wondering where this beach area is in Ireland. I'd love to visit it. Thanks. Oh, Arthur, what would we do without you?
Here's what the producer of that program has to say.
There are two scenes. Sandy Beach, with the beach on the right-hand side. That's Clew Bay and Mulranny. Also, a rocky sequence. Beara Peninsula, Cork. Thank you.
Thanks, RTE. Now, still on matters nautical, Caroline Egan is cross about the BBC show Coast.
Dear Arthur, I draw your attention to Coast, which aired on BBC Two on Tuesday the 10th of August. The show travelled the Irish coast from Galway to Arranmore Island, which is off the coast of Donegal. I really enjoyed the show and found it informative, especially about our secret role in World War II. However, I was not impressed with the numerous references to the British Isles, e.g. the Cage Fields is the oldest farm in the British Isles. I think someone should inform the BBC of their error. Yours sincerely.
Oh dear, here's what the nice people from Coast had to tell us.
Cage Fields is the oldest farm within the collection of islands which make up the British Isles. The British Isles is purely a geographical term in relation to the group of islands that are located off the northwest coast of Europe, which include Ireland, England, Wales, Scotland, and over 6,000 smaller islands. Thank you.
Well, we'll let you off this time. Now, there's nothing scarier than a disgruntled home and away fan. And there's a lot of them out there right now.
That's right, Arthur. Hi, Arthur. Can you please tell me why RTE have not been airing Home and Away, and instead Neighbours has moved back to a slot to take its place? They've not been showing it since the week before the Galway races. I can understand that they take a break for it for such events as the Galway races and Cheltenham and, of course, the budget. But the Galway races finished 2 weeks ago. A worried Home and Away fan.
Here's RTE's excuse for the Home and Away famine.
Very simple one, this one. We have to show it at the same time as Channel 5 in the UK to ensure that we don't get ahead of them. 5 took a break for the summer, which meant we had to too. The good news is that it's back on Monday the 21st of August, which is next Monday, when Sid and Rachel battle to save the life of a patient and a feisty Italian girl arrives in the bay.
Sounds great. I'm off to wait for Home and Away. There's nothing I like better than a feisty Italian girl. Better stock up on ciabattas, or is that ciabattas? Email bag at todayfm.com for all your queries. Bye.
Thank you very much, Arthur.
Okay, thank you.
Before all of that started, Arthur, did you say that you had been on a programme with Shirley Bassey?
Yeah.
What's Shirley Bassey like?
Well, it was the young Shirley Bassey, and I didn't have much contact with her. But what I did notice was that she was much paler looking than than what she looks on the screen. You know?
But was she a flamboyant prima donna or a nice Welsh girl?
No, she was I think she was neither. Well, I don't mean she wasn't a nice person. I mean,
She was in that sweet spot between prima donna and
she was
Welsh
polite to me, and that was it. And I was surprised because I didn't know when I went on that she was going to be on it either. But there you are.
And what did you say the programme was called?
Music Shop. And if anybody doesn't believe me, I've got a copy of the contract, producers. You needn't think I'm making this up.
You kept a copy of that contract?
I keep copies of everything. Yes, you wonder.
How long ago was Music Shop?
That was back in, God, when was it? Must have been in the late 50s.
I think 60 odd years later, you're probably outside the possibility of anybody suing you.
And just to nail it,
Yes.
it was recorded in what was the Wood Green Empire, because a lot of the television stations used to buy these old variety music hall places and use them as studios. Like the BBC had Shepherd's Bush Empire. That's where Wogan did his chat show from, and this thing, Music Shop, came from the Wood Green Empire. So if anybody disbelieves me, they can double check. Go around.
Yes, copies of Arthur's contract will be made available on the blog. By the way, is it me, or is the fancy term for the British Isles, did we not sort of come to a conclusion a while ago that we were the North Atlantic archipelago? Is that not what the politically correct version of the British Isles is? Are we not the North Atlantic? No, you don't have any pride. Worth a shot. Arthur Murphy, thank you very much. If you want to get in touch with the programme, 083 4100 102 or ray@todayfm.com.